Hey y'all, it's me Tosin A, and I'm here with a video about my Nclex journey. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I don't have an excuse. Life just happened and I'm here now. So let's get on to this video. So I graduated nursing school December 2016. I took my Nclex sometime in January 2017. I used the Hearst Review and I used yall. Right after, like before graduating, actually I already had job offers, so I was like set. Like once I passed the Nclex, you know, I could just start working. I already had some jobs lined up or whatever. So I studied using, like I said, yall and Hearst. Majority of it was yall, and it wasn't bad. Like every day I'll take out about 5 to 6 hours and go to the library or Barnes and Noble or Starbucks or whatever and just study and just do questions and, you know, write down things I didn't know and just, you know, go over it later on and just, you know, learn or whatever, essentially, to, you know, for the Nclex. So that happened for about, I was doing that for about 4 to 5 weeks, and then at the end, I believe, of January, I went to sit down and take the Nclex. I'm not gonna lie, for me it was hard, and the only reason why I'm saying it was hard is because I suck at taking tests. I just never have been that test-taking person. Like I've always struggled taking tests throughout my whole life. Like it's just, I can write though, but to take a test, no. So I started off, I'm just like, okay, I studied so hard or whatever. I was even studying in school for the Nclex, so I think I should be good. So I'm taking a test, and one of my good friends from nursing school, we both took it on the same day. So she was there with me or whatever. So I'm going, you know how they say, oh, 75, you ended 75, you did really good or you did really bad. But majority of the time people say that you did really good. And you know, I'm like taking the test, number 10 comes, number 13 comes, 20 comes, 50 comes, 75 comes. And my computer keeps on going. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I see my friend get up and she leaves. I'm just like, you done? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, girl. So like, I'm trying to calm down, not, you know, get anxious because, you know, my friend left before me. But, you know, just calm down and, you know, continue taking the test. I'm taking it. Question 100 comes, question 150 comes, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on? Like, okay, am I failing? Like, what is this? So my computer shuts off. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. But it was for a break. And it did that like twice, and I was just like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, I want this to be over. Like, why am I keep going? Why is it going like this? Like, am I failing? Like, what's going on? So I continue taking the test. Test 260 comes, 263 comes. I believe it ends at 264, 265, whichever number it was. I ended on the last question, and I was devastated. I was so sad, and I was like, I didn't even know how to feel. I was just like, I just want to get home and cry, which I did. So 2 days later, my results came out, and I failed the Nclex. I failed the Nclex on the first try, and I lost my jobs or the opportunities that I had, and I was so sad. Like, I don't know, it just felt like I've never felt that feeling before. When you see all your classmates, like, you know, you have graduated and they passed the Nclex and you're just left behind. It's not a great feeling. It's a sucky feeling, and it sucks, but life moves on. I got hair on my lip. So yeah, life moves on or whatever, and you just pick yourself back up and continue the struggle of trying to become a registered nurse. And that's what I did. It wasn't easy. I was sad. I'll cry randomly. Like, it was a sad period in my life, and being African didn't help. Let's just throw it out there. So all my fellow Africans, you know how African parents think, but it's hard growing up as an African, and it's like they throw education and being successful down your throat, but that's neither here or there. So I studied, I used yall again, I studied some more, and I sat down to take the Nclex March 6th, I believe, of 2017. So when you fail the NCLEX, you have to wait, I believe, 45 days, something like that. You have to wait a certain amount of time before you can retake the test. So I waited it out, and I sat down and I took it. And I remember getting a lot of select all that apply. I remember looking at questions like, what in the world is this? I don't remember what this is about, what disease this is. I've never even heard of this a day in my life. And I remember seeing questions and I was like, oh, this is easy. Oh, I can do this. Oh yeah, sure, I know this answer. So test question 75 pass, test question 150 pass, test question 200 pass, and at this point I'm at test question 264 or 5, whichever ends the NCLEX. And I'm just like, I failed again. How do you take the NCLEX twice and go all the way up to the last question? So I walk out of the room, I said a prayer. I was like, you know what, God, I've tried. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm just over it. Like, if you want me to be a registered nurse, I'm gonna be a registered nurse. But at this point, I'm emotionally drained, physically, spiritually, mentally, I just can't. So I get home, everyone asks, oh, you know, how did the test go? And I'm just like, I don't know, it is what it is. We're just gonna move on. Hopefully 2 days I get the results and, you know, I pass. Those 2 days were the worst 2 days of my life. And I forgot to mention that I did the whole Pearson VUE trick, or whatever the trick is, where you put in your credit card number, and if it tells you you can't register because there's a file online or something like that, then you pass, and if it lets you register, you failed. I did that and it let me register, so I'm assuming I did fail, and so I'm assuming that it worked. But I didn't do it the second time or whatever. But a friend of mine, that one friend that took the test with me that I mentioned in this video, she did it, and it did not allow her to register for the exam again, and she passed. So I don't know. Then I heard people take the do the trick or whatever. It took their money and they passed. So to be honest, you will never know until you get your results. So the dreaded 2 days passed, and I'm looking at my phone trying to open up and pay to see my results, and I just physically could not. I got sick to my stomach, and I remember calling my best friend. I'm like, hey best friend, can you please like help me open this test results? Like, I can't do it. So she comes to my house, and we're in my car, and I'm literally shaking, and we say a little prayer, and she takes my phone and puts in my information, and this is her exact reaction. Nurse. I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're screaming, crying, like, I mean crying, like sobbing, crying, like the struggle was real. Like, I just remember falling out the car on the floor, rolling, thinking Jesus, running into the house, screaming, telling everybody I passed. And it was just a great moment. Like, it was so blissful. Like, it was just a feeling that I can't even describe. Like, all I could do was just cry and just thank God that, you know, I made it, I did it, and I was officially a registered nurse. So if you're out there taking the NCLEX, don't stress yourself out. Study. I prefer UWorld versus Hers. Hers, to me, teaches you the things that you didn't learn in nursing school, but UWorld teaches you how to take the test, what to look for, how to think. It's more detailed. There's a lot of questions. They have like practice NCLEX, like to see where you stand or whatever at the end when you finish all the questions. And I love UWorld. Yes, that's the first time on NCLEX and I failed, but honestly and truthfully, to me, in my own perspective of that, is that I feel like God just didn't want me at that specific job that I had got at that time. It was really far away from home, and I would have had to drive like an hour and 30 minutes to get there, and it was just too much. And I physically, not spiritually, feel like it's just not where I was supposed to be at that point in time. So I used UWorld the second time and I passed. I'll vouch for it. I love UWorld. It helped me pass the NCLEX, and if you're studying, study hard. Think positive thoughts. I always write on my mirror in my room and just be like, you know, you're gonna pass, you're gonna do well. Don't worry about what people think or say. Just keep the positivity going, you know. It's not easy. Being a nurse student isn't easy. Studying for the Nclex is not easy. Taking the Nclex is not easy. It's very emotional, but if I can do it, you can do it. So yeah, if you're about to take the Nclex, good luck. Leave a comment below on how your Nclex little situation went. Was it good? Did you fail? Did you pass? What did you use to study? You know, anything that can help any other person that will come across this video. And yeah, so that was my Nclex journey. Feel free to like this video, share this video, and leave a comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.